Alton Towers is the #1 theme park in the UK, and as a thrill seeker looking for a good time, I highly recommend this park, especially when you can get night rides. In this video, I'm going to break down some of the roller coasters we went on, some recommendations for if you're coming here, some of the pros and some of the cons of our visit there, and just a few tips as to how you can have a great day at Alton Towers if you plan it tactically.
I'm scared. Current ride availability is terrible. There's only 4 rides open. It's the only ride that hasn't broken down today. Great, we get to trade those fast track tickets for whatever we want. It's worth it. If you've got the money, do it.
So we arrived at the park around about 11 o'clock. Let me just clarify before I go into the video. We have silver track fast passes for this day. They were £60. They get you a fast queue jump on to 6 of their main roller coasters. If you can afford one and you're paying for your own tickets, get one. It is worth the investment. Not only do you get on every ride, but you get on some rides more than once. Sometimes some rides we got on 3 times. So I definitely recommend it. Obviously, I understand if you're going as a family, that is a lot of money and it's going to cost a lot, so it's not possible. But if you can afford it, at the end of the day, this is your day. It's your day out. Do you want it to be good? Do you want to get on everything? If you do, it's worth investing the extra £60 into a fast track.
This is Alton Towers opening day 2025. We have got 1 new ride to get on, the Intoxicator, and we've also got night rides. What are you looking forward to the most?
Smiler again, to be fair, but Intoxicator's gonna be good.
Yep. How about you?
Oh, well, I wouldn't mind Oblivion. I can wet my pants.
Yeah, that too.
So we started the day off in X Sector. This is a zone with 2 roller coasters in it, both thrill rides. You have to be 1.4 meters for these. And we started off with the Smiler, a very famous roller coaster. It currently holds the world record for the most looping or most inversions on a coaster, with 14 inversions total. And I just love this ride. Not only do I enjoy the ride, but I think it's an architectural masterpiece to look at, how they've crammed this roller coaster into such a small space. Just watching it go round, I could watch it for hours, watching the trains on the track weave in and out of each other. It's so much fun, and I love the sinister theme on this ride. I think it's incredible. It's definitely down my street. I like those dark kind of vibes. And you get to walk through the queue line to get to this ride. You walk under all the track. It's really cool. And you walk beneath this giant figure. It's called the Marmalizer. It's got 5 legs each one. There's one there, the Giggler, and it's all different things that are supposed to make you smile, and this is themed basically around an asylum who are experimenting on you, and they put you through this ride to essentially make you smile. But it has such creepy imagery and sinister tones to it. I just love it. I think it's really unique, and I always enjoy going through this queue line. The Smiler is popular and close to the front of the park, so if you aren't on a fast track, I recommend saving it for later in the day, as you will have higher queue times in the morning than the afternoon. Other than that, we loved the Smiler. We had a great ride on it, and this was one of 3 rides we were going to get on this today.
Join us.
The next ride we went on was Oblivion. Again, 1.4 height restriction. I love this ride. It's very short. That's its only downfall. But you have to remember, when this was made, it was the world's first vertical drop ride. And that was it. That was its big feature. And nothing happens after that. That's the end of the ride. But what it does well, which is a really intense vertical drop into the ground, into the pitch black, which is amazing. So I still definitely recommend this ride. I wouldn't queue up too long for it though, because you don't get your bang for your buck like you do with the Smiler. Smiler at least is a 3.5 minute ride, I believe. It's long, whereas this is 3 seconds. So we then headed across the park through the towers up to a place called the Dark Forest. Now this area has also got 2 roller coasters, one of which is 1.4 and the other 1.2, a family roller coaster, 13. And then Rita, which is a launched coaster. Now Rita was running on just 1 train this day, so the queue was very long. It went down very slowly, even with the fast track. I mean, you can see here the fast track queue coming out the entrance, never mind the actual queue.
Front row, Rita. I'm not scared.
And then you're going to go on your own. Alright, this is 13 attempt number 2, because it closed the first time. It's now reopened. We're single ride. Are we in the single rider queue?
We're doing the single
Okay,
rider queue, yeah.
I don't have any footage of 13 because it is hidden away. You can't see much of the ride. It goes through the forest, but we had a great ride on it. I sat with a family who didn't know what happened on the ride. They'd never been on it, so that made it more fun for me, just seeing their reaction. All in all, a great ride on 13, however. Do not miss out on this coaster if possible. It's great fun. We then headed up to the Cursor Alton Manor. This is a dark ride, haunted house. Great ride. It's not as good as the original haunted house from back in the 90s. I grew up with that. I'm used to that, and it was way scarier, but don't let that take it away. This is still a great dark ride. There's some cool effects in here, and again, I really enjoyed this ride. Good family ride. Next up, we went to ride Nemesis Reborn. This is the retracked version of Nemesis. It's exactly the same, basically, but with a different colour paint scheme. And there's also another ride up here, Galactica, the flying coaster, and Intoxicator. All three of these rides, I believe, have a 1.4 meter height restriction, so this is the thrill seeker zone. Nemesis was great as always, just as intense as it used to be. We had a front row ride, which is awesome because you get to see everything in front of you. You don't see much when you're sat anywhere else. And we also got a back row ride later in the dark, which was very intense. When you're on the back row of this ride, you get pulled and dragged around the elements of the roller coaster track really quickly. You get whipped about quite a lot, and it's great fun. So I have no complaints about Nemesis. It's such a great ride, always has been.
So current ride availability is terrible. There's only 4 rides open. Everything is closed.
So as you heard there, ride availability went south, and this is where we got to use our fast track for other rides. So Galactica closed for the rest of the day. That meant we got to use it on Wicker Man. If you've never been on Wicker Man, it is a great ride. It's in the family roller coaster, 1.2 meter height restriction, and it's a very fast, it's quite intense. It throws you around a lot, and I love it. It's only got lap restraints, so it has a nice little pre-show before you get on. Wicker Man's not included in the Fast Pass, by the way. That's why we got, this is special that we got to use it on here. And we also got to go on it at night, lit up at night. This is awesome. You got the flames coming out, this huge wooden structure. And again, further into the day you get, the faster these coasters get. So it's really intense at night, and it's definitely one of the best night rides in the park. There is also a dark ride called Hex. It's a good ride, interesting story, and definitely worth doing at least once if you're here. Unfortunately, it is closed until April. So it'll be open now. Any food you buy here is expensive. I highly recommend bringing your own, otherwise it's going to be a very expensive day.
Times they go through these at the same time, but I don't think it's happening today.
I think we just get on this now, to be fair.
Yeah, fine.
Cool, right, let's go.
So we just got off the Smiler. Basically, yeah, awesome. Again, back row ride. It's sped up a bit throughout the day. What's funny is with the Smiler is it's normally the ride that breaks down the most, but today it hasn't broke down once. I've not seen it. It's the only ride that hasn't broken down today.
Yeah, like I think the only one that's like close to it is Nemesis, broke down once, and then that's been open all day as well.
Yeah, which is important because that's your 2 most popular rides probably.
Yeah, so yeah.
So the fast track tickets, we can't use ours because half the rides are shut. Galactica, 13,
yeah,
Rita, they're all closed for the rest of the day, which isn't good for availability. We don't care because we've already got on them this morning, which is good.
Luckily though,
we get to trade those fast track tickets for whatever we want.
Exactly.
So
especially 13 because we did single rider on 13, so we were hoping to use the fast track on that for a night ride. Yeah.
I think if you are coming to a theme park like this, I know it's an extra 60 quid, but the fast track is worth it. It's worth the investment because the amount of people who are queuing up for 13 for 2.5 hours. I mean, that's a third of your day gone for one ride.
Yeah, for a 1 minute and 30 second ride. It's
worth it. If you've got the money, do it. The only ride we haven't got on is Galactica, but I don't really care.
No,
it's not my favourite ride. In fact, it's probably my least favourite ride that's on the fast tracks list. So
when it comes to night rides at Alton Towers, my recommendations are the 4 main ones: Wicker Man, great in the dark. 13, if you can get on it in the dark, it's great. You can't see anything when you're going through the woods on that ride, the first section of that ride. Oblivion in the dark was also really good because you have that drop into the dark tunnel and you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It is genuinely pitch black, which I thought was awesome. Nemesis at night is good. I'd say it looks better off-ride at night with all the lighting effects, which is really cool. And that's definitely more intense as it speeds up during the day. Same with the Smiler. It's really cool at night. It's a bit of a different experience than doing it in the day. The good thing about doing night rides is you have to remember these roller coasters, they get faster as the day goes on, so they are more intense in the dark and you can see less. So definitely a different experience, and I recommend it to anyone. Just bear in mind, night rides will not be back until October now, so don't expect to get them over the summer. As far as the Intoxicator goes, yes, I didn't get on it on my first trip on the opening day. However, I did go back 5 days later and got on it. The advertised queue time wait was double what it said, which was a bit annoying, but we still went on it. It's a good ride. The water effects weren't working. There's supposed to be water shooting up at you that's supposed to, make you think you're about to get wet, but it wasn't working. But the actual intensity of this ride, the spinning round part was great. I loved it. It's a great flat ride and a great new addition to the park. I used to go on Ripsaw back in the day when I was a kid, so having this was a nice replacement. All in all, I have to give Towers 2 thumbs up for both my visits in this opening week. I can't stress enough, the Fast Pass makes a huge difference. I know ride availability was terrible on the first day, and a lot of people, it ruined their day. So getting a Fast Pass is something that's really going to stop that from happening. And again, I also recommend bringing your own food, because I must have spent £60 on food alone. I had 3 meals to cover plus a snack, so very expensive food, and it's not the best quality food either. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.